One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family.
Hey, my name is Lisa Ferraro. I'm the founder and spiritual director of SoulCall Global. And wherever you are this morning, we welcome you. And whenever you're watching this, we welcome you as well, knowing that our schedules are shifting and changing. And if you're in Columbus, Ohio, I can't imagine that you're out doing much on a snowy, very cold morning, unless you are very much into hiking in the stillness of the woods after it's just experienced a lovely snowfall, which is magical, which is the topic of today's theme. The topic of today's talk is magic and miracles as we explore the theme for February, which is onward. So in January, we were talking about the growing edge and incorporating things we wanted very much to experience in the new year 2022. Now we're going to look into magic and miracles and what that means and how we explore what it means to be committed to a passion, committed to our dream, committed to a vision, personal visions, and how those things come into being for us. So pulling in a little bit of magic and miracles in the quantum physics realm, but mostly how we pull those things through consciousness and work with the material world, the things that manifest our visions and our dreams. And one of the things we enjoy doing here at SoulCall Global is to start our Sunday mornings with a practice of an ancient Chinese secret, an ancient Chinese art of Qigong, which is harnessing the energy of the universe, which is around us and within us, and kind of bridging the gap between the two so that there's this continuity of consciousness, this confluence of as within, so without, as it manifests through our will and intention and consciousness in ourselves. And so taking us through this practice this morning, we invite Sifu Helen Yi, and we invite you wherever you are to practice Qigong with us this morning for a few moments.
Taking a deep breath in, placing your hands onto the lower dantian. Allow your mind to focus here. Feel the rootedness of your feet on the ground to earth, yin energy. Place your hands to the sides now, opening the Lao Gong to the earth, absorbing the energy of yin earth energy like a magnet. Continue to breathe in a slow, relaxed state. It is our breath that connects us to the energy of life. Relaxing your wrists, raising and floating your arms up, gathering the sky energy from the heavens and focusing with your mind, bringing it down to the central meridian channel of the body. Feeling the collection of the chi intermingling with your own chi body energy. Absorbing into the bone marrow, deep into where the red blood cells are formed. Allow the cells to bring into the vascular system, connecting to blood and chi, circulating all into the bodily fluids of lymph, synovial fluids, cranial, sacral, and cerebral spinal fluids. Floating them up again. Breathing in and breathing out. Taking it all into our organs, to the systems of our body. Nurturing and revitalizing the essence of our life force energy. We are connected to not only our internal energy, but to the external energies of the universe and to all that is. Bringing your arms out, allowing your mind to feel the collection of the chi coming in between your arms into your hands. Feel it collecting, vibrating, and tingling. The movement of the chi. Feel the collection of it getting more and more concentrated into a more powerful chi ball. Guiding it down into the lower dantian, squeezing the perineum, pushing it in, storing that chi, bringing the hands out to the sides, relaxing the shoulders.
Staying in that zone of stillness and relaxation, allow yourself to feel and float inward as we open up to the infinite intelligence, God, Goddess, whatever we call that supreme energy, that supreme love. Knowing that we recognize every moment we hold the heart that beats eternal. We are one with infinity, and one as the individual which represents life on planet Earth as you, as me. Just enjoy this meditation called spiraling.
I hold the heart that beats eternal. 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 I hold
I hold the heart that beats eternal. Just taking a deep breath and allowing yourself to be present back in your body and where you are. Let us know where you are this morning. Where are you joining us from? We love to give you a shout out, and we love knowing where you're joining us from. And if you have a second to share us right now with your friends, let us know who your friends are. Good morning, Michelle. And share us with your friends. Share our newsletter with your friends. You can get signed up for the newsletter at soulcallglobal.org and find out all of the amazing things that we're doing here, creating our conscious global community. Good morning, Dominica. Happy to be here with you, and happy you're here with us this morning too. Thanks for the sunshine from Carolina. Nothing could be finer, except pasta in the middle of a video. Thank you, Natalia Zuckerman, for the curly pasta in the middle of the spiraling video. Whatever it is that helps us to move onward, which is the theme for February. So January is always, it took us a while to get the Christmas tree down because, hi, Melanie, thanks for joining us. To get the Christmas trees down, I kind of try to hold on to the magic and the miracles of holidays. I like the magic of lights. I wish that Christmas, the holiday season of lights, where we decorate and put lights out, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or any of those, Diwali, which comes in November. I love light. And I want to hold on to the light in the darkness as much as possible, I find, in the external world. And so as it pertains to moving onward, the magic and miracles of the inner world, it's how we volley and what we launch into the energy around us, which creates the things that we see. There are two methods of thought. There are more than two, but as it pertains to seeing is believing is one thing. And the other one is, I'll believe it when I see it. Or other people say, I'll see it when I believe it. Depending on how you choose to live your life, you're right. Well, one of the things is magic and miracles is being able to picture something in your thought and energize it to bring it to fruition. So when we're talking about moving onward, I'm going to give you the definition: in a continuing forward direction, ahead, and going further rather than coming to an end or a halt is the second definition. Going further rather than coming to an end or a halt, moving forward, onward, moving forward. So taking what we were working on in January, our growing edge, how can we move forward from our growing edge? And how much of it is intention and will and participation, and how much of it is willingness to allow? Quite a difference. But whatever mode is, and maybe it's a mix of both. Maybe when we're driving across country, sometimes you've got the gas on, and sometimes you can just take your foot off the gas pedal and coast a little bit. So how much are you initiating motion, and how much can you just let it coast? You don't have to have pedal to the metal, unless you're me. It's pretty much, I make a game of it, depending on where I am, of course. But the thing is, there's this way that we participate with the energies. We're either willing and pushing, or we are willing ourselves to allow. But either way, there's one thing that is consistent through both of those opportunities, and that is commitment. Once we have commitment to the goal, the thing which we are seeking, so our growing edge moved us out to the end. Now we're moving onward as we move into February, into the vision and the intentions we set forth for ourselves for the new year. Some people did dry January, some people did dry February, some people did no sugar January, no sugar February. Whatever it is we're doing, there's a way we participate that requires different things from us on different days. However, the commitment remains the same. I'm going to share a quote with you. It's from William Hutchinson Murray, and it is, until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back. Remember this one? Always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elemental truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits to oneself, then providence moves too. There's another quote that he, she, or they who hesitates is lost. Why? Because all the forces around us, if we don't move in a particular direction, it's kind of like a bubble. The intention is used to blow the bubble perhaps, but once it hits the wind, the air, it really doesn't have a will of its own, does it? It just kind of floats wherever the wind blows, there it goes. Once a leaf detaches from a tree, its intention while it's on the tree is to bring beauty to a branch and represent a certain maybe frequency, a note. Here goes this floating away, and it catches on the wind. It doesn't have a will. It just floats wherever. Sometimes our ideas could be like that. We put it out there, but we don't really feed it with enough commitment, energy. Another great quote would be, do or do not. There is no try. If I did a good Yoda voice, I would do it. Of course, that's Yoda from Star Wars. Do or do not. There is no try. Have you ever been invited to a thing, an event, maybe it's dinner or a party or a concert or something like this, and you said, I'm definitely going to try to make that. It sounds a lot different than when you're invited to an event, a party, a concert, some happening where you say, I would not miss that for the world. In fact, take a second and think of a time when you were invited to participate and it just rang through you as if, I wouldn't miss this for the world. I'm absolutely going. No matter what else came up, another invitation for the same day and time, I can't, I'm committed. I'm going to see this, or I'm going to do that. I'm going to a SoulCall global event. When you're committed, it doesn't matter what other distractions come in. I'm booked that day. I can't do it. But if you're not committed, if we're not committed, something else comes that makes us feel like I really want to do. So if we say I'm going to try to be there, we're not really committing. And it's good to know the difference. So like, feel that. Feel this incentive. And pay attention to the energy in your body when you say, I'm going to try. I'll try to be there. Or when you say, oh my God, thank you so much. Absolutely, I'm going to be there. Pay attention to what moves inside of you. Because what moves inside of you is that will, that energy, which energizes a thought and creates the energy of what commitment feels like. What commitment feels like. And so let's go back to the quote from William H. Murray. The moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. It's interesting to note that William H. Murray was a writer from Scotland who lived in 1913 till 1996. He was an active mountain climber and writer before and just after World War II. And he used to take to writing on small scraps of paper. I do that too. A lot of creatives do. I keep a notebook, and when I don't have a notebook, anything will do. Some of the best songs ever written were written on a cocktail napkin, or some diner at 3 o'clock in the morning. But think about the commitment and the definitive commitment a mountain climber must make. Climbing the side of a mountain, you pretty much better be sure about your next step and be committed to it. You won't only be lost if you hesitate. You'll be rolling down the side of the mountain. Under those circumstances, we're not climbing mountains in material form, but sometimes we are climbing our mountains of consciousness, trying to catch the next foothold of an opening in our mind, in our thought, that is a definitive foothold. I know I can step there and reach with my hand here, and step there and reach with my hand there. What's important to note is that the way you'll do it might not look the way everyone else does it. A friend of mine climbs walls, and because she's short, she was told the way she climbed that side of these fake mountains in one of these gyms, they'd never seen anybody do it like that before. Her style was quick and to spring from one place to the next. But there's definite commitment to not just getting to the top, but each step along the way, we reinforce our level of commitment. So the entire quote is even more powerful. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from this decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance. So once we commit, I like to, as many of you know, I'm very much interested in quantum physics. This is where the magic and the miracles come in. It seems as though synchronicity swoops in and a series of events begins to happen when we're committed, no matter what. We don't know how it's going to happen. We just know it is. We keep moving, taking one step on the wall, up to the top of the mountain, the fake mountain, the real mountain, the mountain of our consciousness. We keep moving in the direction of. Next thing you know, the phone rings and it's somebody who just happens to be working on a thing and they need the thing you're working on. Do you want to participate in this? I want you to take a moment to just think about times where out of nowhere, you put an intention out and you start moving toward it and it feels really difficult. And all of a sudden, a whole bunch of synchronistic events move in. That's when providence moves in, when it knows you're serious about the intention. And in quantum physics, the only thing that exists is possibility. And it requires the observer, that's you and me, to put forth a thought with will and intention and clarity. And of all the possibilities, one of them gets, they call it, it gets collapsed, meaning it's vibrating up here. All of a sudden it collapses into the world of the material realm, where all the atoms, molecules, all of the things that make up these material experiences for us are synthesized, brought together to manifest a particular form. So once we know what we want and we're sure about it, and nothing's going to change our mind, nothing's going to change the energy we keep feeding into it, everything else moves into motion. And it's like magic. We call these things miracles, when in fact, we are living at our highest and best when we are co-creating our existence with the master creator of the universe. It's kind of like, you know, I know Natalia loves to go to Michael's. Yesterday, she did a crafternoon, had a whole list of what you would need to make all the really delicious crafts they made for Valentine's Day for loved ones. And the universe is like that. When you know what you want to make, the cosmos turns into the Michaels of material consciousness, all right? You go, if you need paintbrushes, you need a glue gun, a hot glue gun, which I've only used once in my life, and man, are they fun. It's, everything's in there, glitter, glue. If you've ever been to a Michael's, if not, or a craft store, it's unbelievably delightful if you're thinking about having a crafternoon like the one we sponsored yesterday with Natalia and SoulCall. Consider the cosmos like the crafternoon of the cosmos. Whatever you want to create, you can do it. Just continue to feed that vision. Don't pretend to know how you're going to do it. Just know that it can be done, because there are unseen forces that come into play. So I believe it when I see it, or I see it when I believe it. I would be of the participation mode. I see it first, and I know that it's coming, like faith in things not yet seen. It's knowing that this is how it works. So putting it forth like that. No human could have dreamed what would come their way. Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin now. Begin it now. So this onward. We were talking about our growing edge last month, and now we're talking about moving it onward to the magic and miracle stage, where we commit to the thing and we take the tiny steps, one step at a time, no matter what mode of distraction or discouragement or anything. Just say, no, that's not it. I'm doing this thing. And then just watch. It takes a minute sometimes for these elements to come together. It takes 9 months to produce a human being. Takes longer to produce other things. But with that intention, with that clear consciousness, putting your spiritual practice together to be able to maintain the continuity of consciousness, I call it, you can create anything because providence moves in to offer that which you need. You don't need to know where it comes from. I think that's the trick. The magic and the miracle of it is sometimes, if you're like me, sometimes I go into a craft store and I want to find something that shows me how to put the box together. I want that. Here's another one of our friends crafts these beautiful, they're so cute, these tiny little houses, these little scenes. And they tell you how to do most everything. Sometimes you want to be following somebody else's pattern and path. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, so to speak. But when we're in the process of our dreams, there are things that we can use that are already here. And there are things that have not yet been delivered. That might be where we come in. Have the courage and the boldness, the genius to do it your way in participation with the cosmic creator. We are much like the creator when we are creating ourselves, co-creating with all the elements that are already here for us to put together, break apart, rearrange, put together. But in living our lives, it's very important that we follow our own soul's calling. We're not going to do it exactly like anyone. I would say if you followed me through the snow, if we went for a walk across a whole field of snow that nobody had walked through yet, even if you stepped behind me and every step I made, you put your footfalls into where mine were, we still wouldn't be walking the same path. It would look like we are, but we're not. We'll be taking in different experiences. And just by virtue of the fact that my foot crunched through the snow first, you don't get the sensation and experience of breaking through something for yourself, which is my deepest wish. And our goal with SoulCall is for you to be the one to break through your own consciousness and deliver some unique piece of life that only you could bring forth. In fact, you bursting onto the planet as yourself, you've already started. And as we talked about last week, inertia is the hardest thing to overcome. Is that place of, now what? You've already done the hardest part. You're here. Do the thing that brings you joy. Follow your soul's calling. That hesitating is where the danger zone is. It's like, I can do it, I can't. I got it, I don't have it. I got it, I don't have it. I remember, and you might have heard me say this one before, but when I coached fast pitch softball some years ago, there was this thing, we could steal bases in fast pitch softball, just like baseball. A lot of the rules are similar. What was happening was we'd have the runners running from first to second, stealing the base, and they couldn't decide in the middle whether they were going to slide or not. Do I slide? Do I stay out? And so while they were hesitating, if they waited till the last minute to slide, they would twist their ankles. So we just made a rule. If you're stealing from first to second, you slide. That's it. There's no decision. There's no hesitation. There's not even a thought that needs to be had. You run from first, you slide into second, period. Once we made the decision and the commitment to do it that way, nobody twisted their ankles anymore. It was easy. We all became really proficient at pop-up sliding, and we made a game of it. Who could do the fanciest slide into second base? But the point there is we made a commitment to do it a certain way. Singing is the same thing. When we're practicing a song, practicing many different ways of singing it, allowing ourselves to feel the music, and how do I want to deliver that line? Do I want to do it like this, like that? Making sure if you're going to go for the high note, go for the high note. Halfway to the high note, if you decide, I don't know if I want to do that, yeah, you're definitely not going to hit it, and it's not going to be fun for anyone, especially people listening. So this commitment, we make commitments all day long, every single day. We make a commitment to ourselves. And last week we started talking a little bit about the 8-path fold of yoga, and I want to unravel that a little bit more next week. I dipped into it last Monday evening, and Monday evening meditation, the yama niyamas, the don'ts and the do's of the spiritual path, and is preparing the body, the mind, and the spirit to become divinely aligned so that we can access that quantum field of possibility, magic and miracles, where we put forth our intention with a degree of mental fortitude, that we will not be knocked off course. We are going to do it no matter what comes. I'm doing this. Think of a time you had that kind of volition and allow that to come back into your being, get full of yourself, and apply that kind of consciousness and will and power to the thing you would most like to see in your life next. It might not come the way you envision it. So this is that process of, projecting and allowing, and knowing when to do the thing, knowing when to do it, when not to do it, the do's and the don'ts. This is finding that balance in participation, in communication with that which holds it all, and that which holds it all, we are a part of, and we get to do a divine dance of creativity. So where can you begin committing to sliding into second for yourself as we slide into the second month of the year of 2022? The second step is kind of important. We made the commitment. Now the second step is making sure you take a second step, and a third, and a fourth. So onward, keep going, listen, tune in, but be committed. There's a time for this and a time for that. Ecclesiastes, there's a time for everything under heaven. Under heaven means in this divine realm of possibility. This is heaven come down to earth, Rumi would say. It doesn't get any better than this. We get the opportunity to create it. So how can you slide into second? What are you going to commit to? And what idea, dream, and goal are you willing to willfully direct the force of your commitment to? And I invite you to look out for the magic and miracles, which will become part of your life. It'll be laughable. I was talking to someone last week about, Armature Publishing. We just so excited. Tomorrow or Tuesday, we're going to have our book back of Signs and Symbols of Our Ancestors. And we're in the process of promoting the book, finding distribution. And just through casual conversations with people I had lined up to speak with a month ago about something totally different, turns out one of their superpowers is distribution on multiple platforms. Like, of course. I'm not surprised anymore that it lines up like this when we're doing our purity of heart work, when we're just being of service to the God in self and others, God first, then me, then you, kind of thinking. I'm not surprised when synchronicities happen and when magic and miracles line up, but I'm still squealy with delight about it. Like it's laughable. It's like, of course. And that's when you know you're on the right track. And if something pushes you over to go this way, maybe follow it for a minute and see what's over there, but not off track. Be committed to your goal, but don't be committed to the way you think you'll get there. That's the trick. We may have seen other people do a million things this way. That might be the way to do it if you want that particular outcome. And, so again, not reinventing the wheel and keeping our courage and our heart moving us onward, forward into the magic and miracle zone, knowing when to project and when to allow. Finding that balance is easy when we stay in tune with infinite God, infinite creator, infinite love. And to do that, practicing yoga, meditation, stillness, turning off the senses and listening to the beyond. That's what the SoulCall movement is. It's the no thought movement, learning how to listen and then proceed. But be committed. Our commitment never wavers. It's how we bring it out. So magic and miracles will become your way of life. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. And you'll recognize that anywhere you are on the planet, you are walking on sacred ground. Please enjoy.
I planted the words you said. They blossomed in brilliant reds, reminders of what's ahead, the shape we might take. Uprooted my fears like weeds, fences I do not need. I walked with my tender feet over sacred ground, in the roots and stems, the blooms and ash of my backyard. I see how letting go of where we've been, I discover where we are. beneath the layer of grass. The questions we dare to ask, the answers that help us pass to a place unknown. It's all about faith. It's all about trust. It's all about believing that there's more there for all of us. And how we love, 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 how we love. I planted the words you said, they blossomed in brilliant reds, reminders of what's ahead, the shape we might take. Uprooted my fears like weeds, the fences I do not need, walked with my tender feet over sacred ground. Every day, with every step, I am walking on sacred ground. Oh, every day, with every step, I am walking on sacred ground. Oh, on sacred ground. We are walking 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 on sacred ground, on sacred ground.
And bringing this into prayer on this sacred, beautiful planet Earth. Every step we take energizes our bodies and the Mother Earth we live on. We live in the confluence of a consciousness which spirals with infinite potential. As we open our hearts to the purity of our soul, this divine influx of being, of infinite truth, infinite joy, infinite bliss infuses every thought, every idea, and collapses a possibility where love rules the day and joy is in every step. Every step we take, I planted the words you said, they blossomed in brilliant red, reminders of what is ahead, onward, the shape we might take. May we look different tomorrow than we looked today. May we grow on our outer edge. Uprooted my fears like weeds and the defenses I do not need. May I go boldly into this life with a wide open heart and walk with my tender feet upon sacred ground. Every day with every step, may we always remember that we are co-creating with you, Almighty One, all gentle one, all loving one. We are forever spiraling, unfolding a divine idea, which is sacred life. Om Shanti. Peace. Amen. That song just, it's like popcorn in my consciousness. It always is. And so as we step into Black History Month, we are excited to focus our newsletter. As always, we have our newsletter focused on poets and great thinkers and artists, but a particular focus on Black History Month. We're going to be amplifying Black artists. So share us with your friends, our newsletter, and we'll be weaving some more themes into the month of powerful Black brothers and sisters who are bringing amazing things for us to co-create and participate with on this beautiful home we all get to share together in this divine idea. I want to thank all of you for your donations over the holidays. And now we're asking again for you to participate with your donations so that we may feed the people. SoulCall's food drive is back in order. It's going to take place the weekend of February 19th and 20th. We're going to be collecting food at And Juice Company in Clintonville, at the Unity of Columbus on Mays Road. There are bins there. And if you can send out a newsletter to your neighbors and collect food at your own house and bring them to one of these drop-off locations, mostly And Juice Company drop-off location, before the 19th of February, or send in your donations to soulcallglobal.org/donate. No amount is too great or too small. It helps us to pay for the bags we use, which are really beautiful and special. We send little love messages attached to each bag, and we put little treats along with very healthy food in these food bags. And we're working together with two other communities this year too, one in Athens, Ohio, and one in Chillicothe, and the Columbus area, also a food drive up north in upstate New York. And so your donations go a long way to help us feed the families who are really struggling. So thank you for your donations. No amount is too great or too small. If you have a need for prayers at SoulCall Global, thank you for allowing us the privilege of being of service in this way, helping to pray for your families and yourself as you navigate challenges that are unexpected on your path to commitment to magic and miracles. Sometimes we dip through unforeseen challenges like that bring out the best in us. Sometimes it's really challenging, but we're here for you. We want you to know that. Our Healing Arts team has teamed up with our prayer team, and we do send Reiki energy, which is divine energy, to help supercharge your cells, remind them who they are, and to be awake and ready in the effort to restore balance and wellness to your beautiful bodies, minds, and spirits. So don't hold back. Once again, I want to thank everybody who participated yesterday with Natalia's Crafternoon. I think we've got a graphic of that. So much fun. We'll try to do another one. We'll find out when that'll be, but what a joy. Natalia, anytime you're with Natalia, it's fun. Next weekend is a huge weekend here in Columbus, Ohio. Not only will Natalia Zuckerman be joining us next weekend, but Rebecca Scharzer, and it's going to be Nourish and Feed Your Soul. It's a very special workshop. It's a one-day retreat for body, mind, and spirit. Saturday, February 12th. You have to sign up at soulcallglobal.org, and space is limited. It's going to be an in-person event that it's for women only, and it culminates with making chocolate. I think I had you at chocolate, Helen. You said last week you had me at chocolate. Please go to the website soulcallglobal.org/classes and events and register to secure your spot. Everybody will be masked, so if that's a challenge for you, just know we're taking precautions like that so that we can all have an enjoyable, anxiety-free experience. And then I am so excited, we both are, that Signs and Symbols of Our Ancestors, our first publication on armature, it will be in my hands Monday or Tuesday. And while Natalia is in town, from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, Helen Yee has so graciously donated the space at AIAM at 6685 Doubletree Avenue in Columbus to have an official book launch. And we're also going to invite several of the authors to come in and read their contributions to these sacred stories of communications from signs and symbols of our ancestors. So join us next Sunday from 1 to 3 in person or online. There's a link you can get to join us via Zoom, or purchase your copy of Signs and Symbols of Our Ancestors, and we will ship it to you. But if you're in the Columbus area, do try to drop by, and we'll be there to sign it. How exciting. It's a very exciting time. We're thrilled about that. Tomorrow night, thank you, Joy, and thank you for everyone who's joining us. Monday meditations from 8 until 9. So practicing the work of and the joy of magic and miracles, cultivating the consciousness or the stillness that allows us to hear when to go and when to allow. Mondays from 8 to 9. And of course, tomorrow is the first Monday of February, which means live and in person. First Monday of the month, 5 p.m. live yoga with Natalia. You can register at soulcallglobal.org for the link. That's 5 p.m. Eastern time. And oh my gosh, right after today here at 11 o'clock, we'll be doing the rewind. You'll need to go get the link to join us in the Zoom room for the SoulCall Sunday rewind from 11 to 11:30. Remember to share us with your friends. Sign up for the newsletter if you haven't. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got lots of exciting things coming up in the months ahead. We're going to roll out more of that in one of the newsletters. So you're going to want to have that. And then just a fun thing on the food drive weekend, February 19th, just so happens on Sunday, February 20th, I'll be speaking live here in Columbus at Unity of Columbus on Mays Road. And so we made that the pickup location for people with food insecurities to come hear the talk live at 11 o'clock at Unity of Columbus. We'll still have our SoulCall Sunday, and Reverend Christy will be with us the third Sunday of this month, speaking on the 20th at 10 o'clock regular scheduled time. But if you're in Columbus and you want to join us live, Unity of Columbus, and that's going to be one of the pickup locations for the food bags. So make sure you know about that. And I think that's it. Did I forget something? I always feel like I did, but I don't think we did. Well, I just want you to always remember, no matter where you're joining us from, that you put the soul in SoulCall, and wherever you are on the planet, whether you're allowing or moving forward, or allowing or moving forward, always remember that the infinite has you in the palm of its heart and hands, and that you are loved. Peace and blessings.
One family, one people, one planet, one love.